Jimmy Butler jokes about dubnation's biggest concern as Stephen Curry's 31-point night leads to major admission. The Warriors nearly fumbled a sure thing in Game 1. Up 23 at one point, they watched that lead melt away in the fourth as the Rockets stormed back, feeding off a wild, red-clad crowd at Toyota Center. Suddenly, Houston was just 4 points behind, and it felt like the roof might come off. Then Steph did what Steph does. With the crowd on its feet, Curry stepped into a ridiculous 34-footer and drained it like it was a layup. Just like that, Golden State grabbed the steering wheel back. If you blinked, you probably missed it. That one shot didn't just quiet the Rockets. It basically shut down the entire building. Steph finished with 31 points on 12 of 19 shooting. He was locked in. And get this, he played 40 minutes. Golden State pulled out a 95-85 win, but it wasn't smooth sailing. After a 31-point night that helped Golden State survive a late surge from the Rockets, it was Jimmy Butler who stole the post-game mic with a bit of dry humor and a pretty real admission. When asked about how the Warriors handled the pressure in the wild Houston crowd, Butler couldn't help but toss in a playful jab at his team's biggest lingering concern: age. We're still young," he said, straight-faced. "I mean, I think Steph is 37. I'm 35. Dre is like 35. But we got some young guns that also get it done as well. Stayed in. Gig up a little run." Boo was classic Jimmy, part joke, part truth. For Dub Nation, the trio of Steph, Butler, and Draymond running the show deep into their 30s has sparked some "how long can this last?" questions. But if Game 1 was any sign, the veterans still have plenty of gas in the tank. And Curry? He made sure to prove that real quick. After the Rockets stormed back late in the third with a 17-3 run, a once comfy 23-point Warriors lead had nearly vanished. The crowd in Houston was getting loud, the momentum was swinging, and suddenly the game felt wide open. Then Steph stepped in and shut it all down. He kicked off the fourth quarter with a cold-blooded step-back three, barely beating the shot clock. No hesitation. Just vintage Curry. Butler was asked about Curry's jaw-dropping performance, particularly a moment where Curry hit a three while seemingly floating off balance. The camera panned to Butler, who was shaking his head in disbelief. The veteran forward had a simple yet fitting comparison for Curry's impact. Batman comes out of nowhere. "You never see him coming," Butler said. "Then they just fall from the sky, from a building behind the door, and he does some incredible things, man. We all know that, but we've got to protect him at all costs." After the dramatic 121-116 win over the Grizzlies on April 16, where Curry hit 2 clutch three-pointers followed by 4 free throws to seal the game, Jimmy Butler was asked about his teammates' remarkable performance. Curry's ability to take over in the final moments of the game, scoring the Warriors' last 10 points, had everyone in awe. When asked about it, Butler could only compare him to Batman. "It's real. I'm telling you, that's a Batman if I've ever seen one. Always coming to save the day." Butler carried that same sense of confidence into Game 1 against the Houston Rockets. It wasn't just his impressive performance on the court that caught attention, but also his playful shootout to Reggie Miller. In the end, we won. Jimmy Butler had some words for Reggie Miller mid-game. The Golden State Warriors had one thing in mind as they stepped onto the court for Game 1 of their playoff series against the Houston Rockets: steal home court advantage. Despite being the No. 7 seed, the Warriors weren't intimidated by the No. 2 Rockets' favorite status. They came out swinging, determined to make a statement. Jimmy Butler, making his playoff debut for the Warriors, came out hot. By the third quarter, he'd knocked down 6 of 10 shots, and with 7:30 left, he drained his first three-pointer of the night, pushing Golden State to a comfortable 20-point. Butler, always one to show some personality, couldn't resist a little fun, especially with NBA legend Reggie Miller calling the game for Kent. After hitting that clutch shot, Butler gave a knowing nod toward Miller, acknowledging the Hall of Famer's influence. Kevin Harlan, ever the sharp commentator, quickly caught on, saying, "Jimmy Butler, that's right." He points at Reggie Miller and said, "I'm doing my best impression of you." Miller's not typically known for his three-point shooting, but when the moment calls for it, he's more than capable. This was a perfect example of his ability to step up and make plays when it matters. As the Warriors walked away with a 1-0 series lead, Butler's playful nod to Miller reminded everyone that his confidence and swagger are a big part of this team's chemistry.